Towing company near me. When to get your car towed? When should you call a wrecker? It's funny that we actually call it a wrecker. Um, I mean, it's a tow. It tows your vehicle, but we call it a wrecker because most vehicles that need to be towed are in accidents. That's why they call it a wrecker instead of a tow truck. But they are the same thing. So, when should you call a tow truck? When should you call a wrecker? When should your vehicle be brought to the shop instead of you driving it to the shop? Obviously, when it's not doesn't start would be a very big thing. If it's stalling repeatedly, if you have warning lights that indicate engine, transmission, or braking system issues, the engine is overheating, the steering feels loose, unstable, or unpredictable, braking performance feels compromised, a tire failure cannot be safely repaired roadside, fluids are leaking beneath the vehicle has been involved in an accident. So there's all kinds of different times and places that you need to call a tow truck a wrecker. Um, Modern vehicles, they rely on tightly integrated systems. Continuing to drive with one failing can often place stress on others, turning a manageable issue into a complex repair situation. Professional tow removes uncertainty and preserves the vehicle's condition until it can be properly inspected. So, for the love of Pete, the last thing you want to do is worry about how much a tow costs versus, I mean, how much does the engine cost? How much does the transmission cost? How much does the car cost if you have a braking issue and get in an accident on the way to the shop? How much is your safety worth? How much is so what happens though is people worry about how much a tow truck and the inconvenience and blah 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 when nothing could be further from the truth. And, most of the shops that I represent don't actually have a tow truck, but they have partnerships with towing companies that they trust that will take really great care of you. They've already done the legwork for you. So instead of you actually worrying whether you can trust the tow company, the tow truck, the tow person, then you're trusting the shop that you've already built a great relationship with and you trust already. Um, you know, if you're worried about how long it's going to take when you hit a tow situation, depending on where you're at, obviously, but you can normally Uber or Lyft out of it, get a taxi out of it, friends, family, leave the vehicle there. Put the keys in a safe spot, that kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. Because the tow truck definitely still needs your keys. And then wherever you're taking it is definitely going to need your keys to get working on it. But, you know, towing isn't just about vehicle protection and it's not just movement. The tow truck is definitely going to, you have to get the right one because improper towing can cause suspension damage, drivetrain stress, wheel bearing, wear, transmission issues, undercarriage or body issues. You can get body damage. So you gotta definitely use a good company. And like I say, the automotive repair shops that I represent, they will have a good relationship with a reputable, tow truck. So then then you got to worry about flatbed versus wheel lift towing, and why the method matters. So the company definitely needs to know what kind of vehicle you've got so that they can send the right kind of truck. Because there's definitely flatbed tow trucks and there is wheel lift tow trucks. And if you contact the right automotive repair store, they'll contact the tow company for you, but realize that some stuff can be lost in translation. But normally we have a pretty good process we're going to follow. But don't be in a hurry. Be patient. Be kind. Be understanding. I mean, it's your vehicle that needs to be taken care of. It's not the automotive repair's faults. It's not the automotive repair shop's fault It's not the towing company's fault. So let them do their job. And hopefully you're never involved in an accident, but definitely, if you're involved in an accident, 99% of the time, the police are going to be involved, and the police are definitely going to make sure the tow trucks are en route and taking care of you that way, that kind of thing. It's just the way that it works. So, common towing mistakes that create bigger problems because you're under pressure. But waiting too long to call for a tow, driving with warning lights, hoping the issue resolves itself, allowing improper loading techniques, choosing unfamiliar, unverified towing services, and sending the vehicle to an untrusted destination. Definitely need to have that automotive repair shop that you're having a great relationship with, and away we go. The real thing is once you've got an issue, once you've got a situation, once your vehicle is in a position where it's going to need a tow, then the best thing I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is call a company you can trust. First and foremost, call a company that you can trust. And whatever you do, stay safe, stay strong.